Hello, hi everyone. So today my topic, my theme for today is stop killing yourself. Yesterday I talked about healthy aging. I talked about the Well Health Hub. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining. Thank you so many people. Thanks for joining. And so today I'm talking about the theme, or the title is Stop Killing Yourself, and it all goes towards the same theme of healthy aging, the Well Health Hub. I'm going to start with 3 stories. The first one dates back to 2011. So in 2011, I was working in Lagos on and off. So I was doing 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, shuttling between Lagos and London, working in a very prestigious private hospital. And I did my outpatients clinics because, you know, I'm a physician, so I'm a geriatrician and I'm a physician. I'm a member of the Royal College of Physicians in the UK. And you know, with the Well Health Hub, I've had to do a lot of training and certification in healthy aging wellness as well. By this time, I was just working purely as a physician, so I was looking after everyone, all ages. And this afternoon, this lady comes into my clinic. She is 40 years old, so she was exactly the same age as I was at the time, and she was a mother of 4, so exactly as I was at the time. And when they checked her blood pressure was, hi Diola, her blood pressure was 200/80, or 200, it can't be 80. It was sky high, you know, like ridiculously sky high, that kind of blood pressure that you see and you're like, what? And I said, no, it can't be, you know, let's repeat this blood pressure. And we did. And it was the same. It was sky high. She had a blood pressure of 200/something ridiculous. And she came to see me. She'd come to the hospital. She was a professional. She'd been referred by her workplace, and so she wasn't even paying for the consultation. She just had a headache. And I said to her, your blood pressure is sky high. It's 200/whatever. And she said to me, yes, I know. My blood pressure is always high. And I said, so what medication are you taking for your high blood pressure? She said, nothing. I said, what do you mean by nothing? She was taking nothing for her high blood pressure. So she said to me, yes, because doctors, all you guys want to do is just give medication. And when I was coming here today, I had prayed that whoever I met, whatever they said, it would go over my head. I'm not taking any medication. I refuse to take medication. I'm praying about it. It's going to get better. And I said to her, you're 40 years old. You're a mom of 4. You've got a blood pressure. You've got high blood pressure. Your blood pressure has been high for ages. You're refusing to take medication. I said, I feel so sorry for your children. I said, what will happen to your children if you have a stroke? Because you're heading for a stroke. You're heading for a stroke, or what would happen to your children? And she was like, well, it doesn't matter. I refuse to take medication. I'm praying about it. And I had prayed, she said, that when I come here today, everything that is said, it will go over my head. So I just said to her, listen, if you carry on like this, you're going to have a stroke. And it's not you that would suffer. It's those 4 children that would suffer. Because you can imagine, if you have a stroke and you die, then your children are going to be motherless. If you don't die, then you just be left with a disability. And you know, it's not fair on these children, I said. Anyway, it's quite a long story short. We talked about medication, and I explained some things to her about medication. And after that, she took the medication. She actually took it there. You know, she took her first dose there in front of me, and she left. She left with the medication. But this was after it took me about 30 minutes of counseling to get her to accept to take medication. The second case I'm talking about is an elderly patient of mine. So her children had paid for her to have a consultation with me. She had lots of anxiety issues, and it was manifesting with physical symptoms and all of that. And it was clear it was, so I sent her for some tests and all of that. And she had some issues with blood pressure and all of that. And we managed it. It was fine. Then she had to go back to Nigeria. She saw me in the UK. She saw me at my private practice in the UK. And then she went back to Nigeria. And I called her after about a week or so just to find out how she was doing. And she said to me, oh, when I got to Nigeria, doctor, I was so embarrassed because her pastor admonished her and asked, why did you go to the doctor? Don't you believe in prayer? Don't you think? And I was aghast. I was like, what? At this age? I didn't even know these things were still happening. They're admonishing you for going to the doctor? Anyway, that's the second one. The third one is actually quite sad, because there's a gentleman, he reached out to JBS Medicare Services about 2.5 years ago about his parents. He was worried about his parents, and we started looking after his parents. I was really worried that his dad would have a stroke. Because, his blood pressure was not well controlled. He was diabetic. Things were just not well controlled. Anyway, to cut a long story short, we were focusing on his parents. We were looking after his parents, managing them. Got things under control for both his mom and his dad. And then about 3-4 weeks ago, I was in my hospital here and I got a phone call from an unknown number in Nigeria. I don't normally answer phone calls from unknown numbers, especially from Nigeria. But this time I answered the call. And the person said, oh, hello, my name is this, and you look after my parents. They're this, you normally deal with my brother. He said, I know that you've probably been trying to get hold of my brother. I was like, oh, actually, it's true. I haven't spoken to your brother for a while. He said, oh, unfortunately, he had a stroke. He had a stroke 2 weeks ago, and he died yesterday. I was like, what? I mean, my entire team, all of us, we were so upset. We were so distraught. Because this poor man had been looking after we had been looking after his parents for him, concentrating on his dad to ensure that his dad didn't have a stroke. And all the while, he was just a sitting time bomb. He now had a stroke and died, left his children, his wife. So today my message is, please stop killing yourselves. Seek medical attention, seek medical advice. Go for that physical examination, and use your medication. So when you're prescribed medication, please take it. Medication, there's nothing wrong in taking medication. I think where people get it wrong, because I always say to people, you say you're praying, and that's why you're not taking medication. For me, that means that you are disdaining God's work. Because when you look at the history of medicines, you would see, I love history. I love looking at the history of medicines. It's actually a passion for me. When you look at the history of most of the medication, you see that practically every single one of them came from nature. Practically every single one. So God put all these herbs and plants and fungi and everything. If you look at the history of penicillin, antibiotic, if you look at the history of that, you would marvel at the greatness of God. So if you say you're not using medication because you're praying, then you're disdaining God's work. What you should do is you should use medication and pray that it works for you. Because in my practice as a physician, I have seen cases where you have people who have exactly the same condition. They're the same age, they look about the same and everything. One survives and the other doesn't. So what you need to do is take your medication and pray that it works for you and that you get healed, you get cured. That's what you should pray about. Faith without works is dead. And one of the number one failures in life is not to look after yourself and to end up in poor health and dead. Or in poor health and not dead is even worse. So please, take advantage of medical knowledge. The medical knowledge we have comes from God. It is God that gave man knowledge to be able to look after other people. All these things came from God. Every good thing comes from God. And medical knowledge is a good thing. Thanks, my sis-in-law. Thank you. You look beautiful too, I'm sure. So that's my message. That's my message for today. Please stop killing yourself. Seek medical advice if you're feeling unwell. When you've sought the medical advice and they give you medication, take your medication. Then pray that that medication works for you. Anyway, I'm Dr. Toyin Ajala. I'm the medical director of the Well Health Hub that is launching in June this year. And our mission at the hub is to ensure that as many people as possible achieve a good, happy, and healthy old age. All the way from India. Charlie, hi. This is my second live. I'm loving this filter. I think I'll be using it for all my lives. I'm loving sitting in my car to do this live. And I'm really hoping I'm putting the message out there. It's all about healthy aging. Hi, Kikelomo. God bless you too, darling. It's all about healthy aging. It's all about wellness. It's all about, you know, looking after yourselves, doing the right thing. God bless you. I'll see you again soon. Maybe tomorrow. Bye-bye.